Freak. Oh, welcome. It's our favorite listener, and you've come to the Style and Direction House to celebrate our favorite winter holiday, Sadmas, with us. We're celebrating Sadmas together. Hold on, let me get the rest of the guys. I'm Spencer, by the way.
Spencer, I gotta put on my I didn't see that the new listener
The new listener's here. You know, I think it's been a while since he's been the new anything. I'm saying he because we don't have many female listeners.
Yeah, no. I mean, I guess he does that a lot, doesn't he?
He does that a lot, doesn't he? Well, anyway, MJ, why don't you bring them, producer MJ, why don't you bring them some milk and cookies?
Here are your milk and cookies.
Careful, don't clang them around, new listener.
You're new. I'm gonna take a big slurp of this milk. That was very silent. That wasn't as loud as I was hoping it would be. That was really silent Foley work.
Do people normally
when people drink milk, slurp? I think they go like glub 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 glub, or they go peep.
Well, you know what's funny is that Ewoks, when they drink milk, they go yub yub yub.
Yeah, you know, speaking of Ewoks, the Star Wars Holiday Special, which of course is about Thanksgiving, and I don't think it features Ewoks.
Yeah, because it takes place on Kashyyyk, and not the forest moon of Endor.
I've always thought of Ewoks as smaller Wookiees. Anyway, listener, why don't you sit down? We're about to exchange gifts. We're about to do the Sadmas traditional gift exchange.
The STGE.
Yeah, the STGE. Nice. So, Ethan, why don't you start? Here's my gift.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I hope it's not a hairbrush, because as you know, I've shaved off all my hair.
To buy a chain for my watch?
Yeah, your glorious, precious watch.
I did just sell that watch, unfortunately.
Oh, shoot. Well, let me open this up.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's gold.
It's gold. That's right. One of the traditional Sadmas gifts.
Yeah, you might say it's the oldest tradition of the greatest story ever told.
That's right. The oldest profession, too.
Well, here you go, Spencer. Here's my gift for you.
Oh my God. It's just what I wanted. Frankincense. My favorite perfume, right?
Yeah, So I don't know this. Hey, here's a classic Ethan tangent. So I went to the Journey to Bethlehem, which is the nativity thing, kind of like the Pageant of the Masters kind of thing that you guys should go to for free cookies. But I don't. They gave history on the gifts, and this is real, history stuff. But frankincense and the third gift, which we'll get into in a second, were both used for embalming. So it's supposed to be foreshadowing. I'm like, how would you get this to a gift?
Ooh, the Bible is so literary.
Yeah, it's like poetry. I'm gonna look up frankincense right here. Frankincense.
Well, while you're doing that, why don't you look under the tree? Because I think old Saint Nick Wooster left you a little present.
Tom Hanks left me. Not Tom Hanks. Tim Allen.
Tom Hanks. That's right.
Tim Allen's new role is playing Saint Nick Wooster.
That's right. I think
creative director of Bloomingdale or whatever.
I got a box full of myrrh.
Yeah, myrrh.
Myrrh it up.
Yeah, we're gonna smell really good after this. Anyway, hey, viewer, we don't have a video element yet. Listener, we have a gift for you too. Here's the box. That's me handing you the box.
That doesn't sound like a box at all.
It's kind of like ASMR.
Not really.
Kind of.
And anyway, open it up. Wow, look at that. It's an extra long bonus episode. That's
Double
right.
Feature.
So we know you guys love.
And asked
Actually, I don't think we've ever. You know what's funny? I don't think anyone ever asked us to talk about movies.
No, we just want to.
Yeah, it's
people want us to talk about clothes, but
Yeah, we don't even talk. We talk about the philosophy behind clothes. Now we're just talking about 2 movies we watched.
One of them is more about clothes, so we'll probably start with that one. Although I think we might have more to talk about with the second one.
Well, here's the thing with that first movie. I realized there's not a lot of clothes in it.
There's not. Most people are naked the whole time.
Yeah, I mean it is Babylon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be tired of that because I put that in the opening title music.
That's
if
right.
I finish it in time.
Yeah.
But yeah, today's episode
We're gonna
is
be-
about Babylon. And you might be thinking of Babylon 5. Well, hey, you science fiction heads, don't worry, because our second episode, second part is going to be about traveling 6 years to the glorious forest moon of
Pandora.
Pandora. That's right.
Yeah.
Two
Ride the
movies we
mighty
both asked for.
Ekron across the skies. What's the sea one called? We'll look this up in a second.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called. I'm gonna look up Beasts
Beasts
of
of
Pandora
Pandora.
real quick.
Beasts of Pandora. We gotta
Because there's like a book.
go
Yeah,
to.
hell yeah, dude. There's a Wikipedia entry for the Pandoran biosphere.
Okay.
We got the dire horse, the mountain banshee, the great Lenopteryx, the hammerhead titanothere,
Oh, I know that one.
hexapodes, thanators, viper wolves, Ilus.
Elus. That's the sea ones. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're the first movie, as Ethan said, we're talking about is Babylon. Both these
Babylon
movies,
AD.
both these movies came out pretty recently. Babylon is like kind of the traditional choice for us, and we just kind of want to talk about Avatar because it's probably going to be the biggest movie out right now. I'm guessing that's my prediction.
Will it overtake Top Gun? I mean, this is a real question though. Top Gun Maverick versus Avatar.
I don't know. I feel like he's Avatar's probably got legs. I feel like that's what had the first Avatar. The reason it got the highest grossing wasn't because it had like a massive opening weekend, like MCU style. It's because it stayed in theaters for so long. And so I don't know. Now like the
It's
environment
cheating.
well, that's not cheating. That's just like good word of mouth and people wanting to go see
No,
it.
well,
But
I was gonna say, I mean, there's also no movies.
yeah, that's the other thing. There's like nothing else out. But like my only question is like now, since like after COVID, nothing has like a super long theatrical run anymore. So that's my only thing is like I don't know if it's gonna get.
I mean, hey, Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah. But anyway,
definitely
again,
does.
we're getting ahead of ourselves and talking about box office, which is the most boring thing you could talk about in terms of movies.
Well, talk about bored. A lot of people messaged me after we posted that story of us
uh-huh.
watching Babylon. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, is it good?" I said, "No."
It's
not
it's
good.
just a weird movie. It's like so the trailer has been showing in front of like everything for months, so I feel like people know it, and especially our audience because it's it's a period piece. And so for those of you who don't know, it is about a group of it's about Hollywood in the 1920s and early 1930s. It's about the silent era and the tradition and the transition to sound. But mostly it's about the magic of movies and the seedy business. It's like, movies, they're dirty work, but boy, are they magic. That's kind of like the message of the movie, it feels like.
Yeah, it's kind of what's it called? Like it's like Singing in the Rain, right? It's about the transition.
Yeah,
kind
and
of.
they reference explicitly Singing in the Rain a couple times in the movie, which I thought was kind of funny because it's like one of those things where it's kind of like Back to the Future where they're like implying it's like we actually wrote Johnny Be Good. That was us. So it's like Damon Chazelle being like, oh yeah, all those scenes in like Singing in the Rain, like one of the most beloved movies of all time, that was actually inspired by my fake guys or something, which is kind of funny. I think there is a cardinal rule in movie making, I think, where you shouldn't reference better movies in like don't make people think of better movies while they're watching your movie, because then they'll just be like, wow, I wish I was watching Singing in the Rain. But I guess Singing in the Rain doesn't have as many titties, so that is the difference.
That is okay. Yeah, so
100%.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Spencer said like this movie is about in that transitionary period, but like there's a lot of it uses that vehicle to show you like kind of like Hail Caesar, like different movie sets and how they're making different movies.
Yeah, but
it's kind of show,
and it's kind of being like, wow, they partied back then too, which is leading up to the movie, I kept calling it like the West Coast Gatsby and like making comparisons. And I think that's one of the reasons why I was excited to at least cover this movie. I was excited for it to come out because I'm like, okay, I want to see what Gatsby in 2022 looks like. And the answer is a lot of piss and shit. And that's not me saying it's like the movie's bad. Like in the first 20 minutes, you see spoilers ahead, by the way. In the first 20 minutes, you see someone getting shit on by an elephant, and then you see.
Spencer, that's the first 5 minutes.
Sorry. Well, but in the next 15, you see someone getting pissed on by a human lady. So I'm saying within the first 20 minutes, there's 2 poop and pee things.
Yeah,
You check off both boxes.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't
I've
think
got
of
those boxes.
how many other movies have you seen where that happens?
I mean, the film I saw yesterday, After Babylon. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it's a porn thing.
Okay.
That's my joke. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say
no,
it was.
I can't recall.
It was a home.
It sounds like you're at a deposition or something.
Oh, a home film?
Yeah.
Like you
I
went
was-
home and
And pooped
you
on myself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if people in the Babylonic 20s would have done that too.
But yes.
But yeah, there's a lot of debauchery in this. I mean, my issue with that is like it just kind of is kind of there. Like it doesn't seem. I mean, maybe it's like a meta thing for us, right? We're like, oh yeah, these movies of back then were so clean, but look how crazy they were back then.
Yeah.
But then, like, I guess in this movie, like, you don't really see the contrast within the film itself, because like the movies they're making look pretty awful anyway.
Well, because I guess maybe it's like, I think it is trying to show it's like a lot of people don't know that there were, you know, some pretty wild movies during the pre-code era, and a lot of people probably don't know.
Oh, that's true.
Like, I don't know if it was to the extent that we see in Babylon, but I mean, like, you know, Hollywood in the 20s was like, that was a party. Like there were some studios that had like cocaine dealers like on, you know, on the payroll and stuff like that. And
the Count.
Yeah, exactly.
The Count.
But yeah, it was just like, I don't know, man. I think Damien Chazelle just wanted to shoot a bunch of really chaotic, like big group scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that was also kind of a meta thing, because I was thinking about like, I don't know, like the big battle scene at the near the beginning, and I'm like, oh, is this supposed to be like Intolerance or one of those like big silent epics that had like 1 million extras or something like that? Maybe that's what he's doing with the whole movie. But I don't know.
Oh, yeah, apparently there's like 7,000 extras in the film.
Yeah,
I read that somewhere.
But yeah, so we follow, what's his name, Manny?
Manny Torres.
Manny Torres. He's the first guy we meet. He works for Jeff Garlin, who is a movie producer, who throws wild parties. Although he doesn't seem like a very fun like party guy. Like we see him like see dude. Margot Robbie like yell at people and like drink at a party later, and he's like, "What the hell is she doing? This is so uncouth." And I'm like, "Bro, you like had fucking elephant shit and piss parties all the time."
People are fucking out in public.
Yeah, exactly.
People are pooping.
But yeah, so it's Manny Torres. He works there, and then he runs into Margot Robbie, who's this young up and coming
Nellie Leroy,
this up and coming party girl, actress, whatever. And she gets cast in the movie because there's a reference to the Fatty Arbuckle case at the beginning, which was one of Hollywood's sex scandals, first sex scandals for people who don't know. Fatty Arbuckle was a silent comedian who was really popular in the 1910s, and he worked with Buster Keaton a lot. Mm-hmm. Also, fun fact, I don't think he was born here, but he grew up in Santa Ana, which I found out recently. He's an Orange County guy. So that's interesting.
Hell yeah, dude.
But
you think he talks with a surfer accent?
I think he probably does. He probably talked with a surfer accent. But in this movie, he talks like an adult baby. But anyway, the real Fatty Arbuckle, sometime in the early 20s, he threw a party, and at that party, the actress Virginia Rapp. I don't know all the details because I know a lot of the details, but I don't know all of them.
Whoa, before you guys move any forward, I'm going to have to stop you. Unless you are a patron of our, Style Direction Patreon. So if you guys want more of these bonus episodes where we talk about movies and movie style, or just kind of us hanging out and not thinking too much about menswear philosophy and buying things and pairing things, etc., you'll have to go to patreon.com/styleanddirection, and $5 a month gives you access to all of that, all those fun bonus episodes that we do every month. But if that's not enough for you, or if you don't really like that, you guys can always get access with that $5 to our Patreon Discord. So a little menswear community that we have for the people who kind of keep us going, who, you know, gracefully give us those five doubloons. Actually, I don't know how much 5 doubloons are in dollars, but we love those guys so much, and that's why there's a community for those people. And for the $10 guys, well, those guys are extra, but we get to thank them because of them being so extra. So thank you to Shane Curry, Philip Lagarde, Jarrett Colian, Henrik Wilberg, John Clifford, and Alexander Batten for being a part of our Sadcast Fanatics, the $10 tier. Unfortunately, we forgot about Alexander during the recording of this bonus episode, but it's okay because we're doing it right now. So thank you, Alexander. You get like 3 shout-outs of your name right there. We'll be back next year with more menswear topics, more menswear philosophy, buying things, what the hell is an occasion, all that kind of stuff in 2023. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.